most of my jobs as a young man were just trying to figure out how to get out of doing anything. I did a little janitorial work at some different businesses when I was in high school, just to kind of get some spending money. You know, the old thing about household chores, if you do those, maybe you get $1 for that or $1 for this. Well, that didn't work too well, so then I turned to playing golf. And I started playing golf when I was real young, 5 or 6 years old, and actually I made a lot of my spending money playing golf as a kid. Actually in golf, there's a lot of different little games you can play, wagers and you can make, and it became reasonably lucrative to be out there. So I'd have to say that I sort of I misspent youth playing a lot of golf to understand how I got my spending money. You know, you do have those dreams, and maybe the problem with it is that I didn't realize how hard I was going to have to work to do that. Golf was a game, and golf was fun, and then when you try to do it as a living, it changes its perspective, and I couldn't. I found out one thing about myself is I'm not focused enough to do one thing at one time, and to play golf on the tour, you've got to be totally focused the whole time you're out there. And, you know, 2 or 3 holes I'm focused, and then on 2 or 3 holes I'm watching butterflies and stuff. So, you know, we're thinking about something else, and you do that, and you're not going to win. And actually, Jan, my wife, was the first one to really decide. She said, you don't want to do this. And I said, well, yes, I do. I know that's what I want to do. And she said, no, you don't. You're not excited. You're doing it because you think you want to do it, but you don't want to do it. And she was right. And beside that, I was going to starve to death if I kept doing it. And so I totally realized that I got to, it's time to step up to the plate here, buddy. And so that's when I got out of golf and got into doing a little developing with a couple of my friends, and we just slowly emerged as a company, and that all worked out well. Horse racing. Well, why am I involved in horse racing is there's only one answer to that, and that's my wife, Jan. Jim Paul, one night at a cocktail party, came up to me and said, how would you like to be part owners in a horse? And I said, Jim, there's a lot of things in this world I would rather be than partners in a horse. And so I can only tell you that Jan likes horses, and I don't think much of horses, and so why don't you go talk to Jan? So he did. Jan made some offhanded comment to him about, oh yeah, I've always thought about like to own a horse. And she didn't say race horse, she just said a horse. Monday, I got a bill for her part of the horse. I mean, that's pretty good because the cocktail party was on Friday, and it was just kind of one of those things that turned actually to be one of those lucky little deals that ever happened. The horse has done extremely well. Jan's been extremely excited. She's gotten a great deal of fun, as have I, in watching what goes on. And having a horse is kind of like maybe giving money to a professional golfer to go out on the tour, You kind of give it to him, but you don't expect anything to ever come back. And in this case, this little horse has done an excellent job, and it's been a very exciting thing and kind of a fun thing. When you're 20, not only are you bulletproof, but you're damn near invisible. There's not much you can't do and get away with, and there's not much that you're worried about as far as the future is concerned. And I think at 50, you start to realize that if you'd have known that you were going to be around this long, you'd have probably done more when you were 20 to make sure you took care of yourself. But I think that success is still that's a really tough question. I'm still, maybe I'm still trying to get a good definition of what success is. And maybe other people have a real defined vision of what it is. But really success is changing. All the time it's changing. You know, are you a good person? Are you a bad person? Are you taking care of your community obligations? Are you doing the things for your business that you need to be doing? Are you planning for retirement? Are you, the way the stock market's been going, that's not been doing too well. So the planning for retirement thing we're kind of low on right now. But I think success is going to ultimately boil down to the fact that you are either a good partner, and I use that word in a lot of context. I don't think any person can be by themselves. I don't think they can succeed by themselves. So in almost all things, you have partners. Any kind of relationship, your marriage with your wife, your business association, your community associations, you're basically partners. And how well that partnership works is how successful you are. And you really can't do it alone. So I guess that would be what I would consider to be success, is being a good partner. As a person who graduated with a 2.001 grade point average, that the chance to have a degree, as it has helped me on the way, is something that I feel the need to at least give a little back to it. The involvement that I've had with New Mexico State has been not only involvement with New Mexico State, but with the community, because the community in these different groups that I've been part of are all the members. And the crossover and the support of the community to the university and to the university back to the community, it all takes place in these organizations. And that community can either be the city of Las Cruces, it can be the county, it can be the state, it can be all of the New Mexico State graduates across the United States. And amazingly, I would have to say that New Mexico State graduates are amazingly successful in their lives. I mean, the business school has been able to find a lot of people that have been successful that have graduated from here. The engineering school, the ag school, I mean, they have very successful people here. I don't know why that occurs. Maybe the school, the student that chooses New Mexico State is someone who wants to succeed. Maybe they don't come from generally a population of not needing to work or not needing to make their own way, and a lot of them do. And that's maybe a real strong point for New Mexico State. Well, in the beginning, it's something that you don't think is ever going to happen to you. And I had been a part of the original committee to set up the Hall of Fame concept with Dean Arnold and some other people for New Mexico State and for the business school. And at that time, when you set it up, you never felt, or I never felt, that I was going to be a recipient of that group. The group that they were talking about bringing in was an exceptional group of people, and you know, it's just not something that I expected to have happen. And over the years, as it has grown, and they have brought more people into the Hall of Fame, it is sort of a very strong honor to be part of those people, to be one of them. Well, New Mexico State's has been very kind to me in that respect, and it's true that it's one of those things you don't expect any of those things, and those things occur, and I mean, certainly you feel good about them. They are certainly feel-good things. Except that what you don't want to do is start really believing that you really deserve those. because then maybe you lose your desire to keep doing things. That's a funny feeling about getting those awards and stuff. You probably, it's just not something you think about, or at least I haven't thought about. You know, your successes are, I've been blessed to have had a wonderful marriage to my wife Jan. We've had great times together. We've pulled through all the things that were hard to pull through. My partnerships have been excellent. I mean, my two partners, Larry and Bob, have been outstanding, and it's been a wonderful time we've been together. The things we've done with New Mexico State, those have all been the same kind of wonderful partnerships. And so I guess I'm just glad I'm able to be one. Most of my jobs as a young man were just trying to figure out how to get out of doing anything. I did a little janitorial work at some different businesses when I was in high school, just to kind of get some spending money. You know, the old thing about household chores, if you do those, maybe you get $1 for that or $1 for this. Well, that didn't work too well, so then I turned to playing golf. And I started playing golf when I was real young, 5 or 6 years old, and